Last day of Spirit Week, and it is Die Hard Day. We are honoring our diehards. We're going to feature some diehards. We're going to raise some more money for a great cause. And of course, we're going to talk about Caleb Williams and the Bears. CHGO Bears podcast starts right now. Welcome to the CHGO Bears podcast. It is Friday, June 20th. This is the last day of Spirit Week across the ALLCITY network. It's been a fun week. We've raised a lot of money for Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America. We're capping it off with Field Day tomorrow. And it is Die Hard Day as we close out Spirit Week, honoring our awesome diehards and Carm's boring background. That's what we're doing here on CHGO. Hello, Mark Carmen.
You know, that's I don't think it's a record because I think I've been shot at faster than 90 seconds into a show. So which is a perfect way to kick off our Die Hard Fridays. Yeah. But as you know, courtesy of my great friends at rate.com and the Rate app, I was able to secure this house that I mostly can't afford. So the background is coming along slightly slower, but it'll be there. We guess, we got to add on here. So, but I'm not, this right now, if you must know, I'm in my bedroom. But I will eventually be doing the show in my office because I've advanced in life where I've actually gotten an office. So
wow, this is big for you.
Yes. And by the way, to your conversation yesterday that nobody cares about, but you care about, I have an idea about how this particular house could become Training Camp Central as a thing here. So, just get ready for all the thoughts that I have about what we can do here at Carmland. So, but I do apologize for the boringness of my background on a long-winded start to the show. It's unacceptable and I will do better.
Well, as long as the takes aren't boring today. It is Die Hard Friday. We're going to honor our diehards, close out the week strong. We are up to $12,930 on our Big Brothers, Big Sisters fundraiser. The goal was $10,000. We crushed that yesterday. Went over that mark on yesterday's CHGO Bears podcast, and we're going to close the week strong. So anybody that would like to hit that donate button, it's depending on how you're watching the show today, it's you got two options. There should be right below the chat, it should say donate now with a big donate button and some information on the cause if you want to read up on it before you hand over some of your well-earned money. We totally understand that. But also it's important to note that there are no fees involved. I shouldn't say that. Whatever fees are involved, YouTube's covering. So 100% of the donations are going to Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America. It's been an awesome week, and we just went over $13,000 as I say that. So appreciate the big donation that just came in that I can't see, but Steven will keep us updated throughout the show on and give you guys shout outs.
And real quick, as we start off our Die Hard Friday to honor our diehards who some of you have been with us, I don't know, as early as yesterday, and some of you have been with us for almost 3 years or whatever it is. A sincere thank you to one and all. Guys like Gary Ross who are literally in here every single day and don't stop talking in the Discord and just always have the Bears and supporting the show on his mind. I'm just looking in Krystal, obviously, who's been an enormous supporter. But I'm not trying to I don't want to name everybody because I don't want to leave anybody out. But my guy Donnie, who's always saying nice things about me. Just know, Darth Maul, my guy, all y'all, KQ, everybody in here right now, just know how much you're appreciated. I hope you feel, us giving it back to you because we wouldn't be here without you. That's a true story. And even aside from that, just the human side of just supporting us, it means a ton. So thank you. And obviously, we're going to keep going and going better and stronger and giving you the best content that we possibly can every single day. So, but I wanted to give a sincere thank you as we start the show.
Totally echo everything Mark Carman just said. And I'd also like to point out that you have a typo in your tweet.
No. That's so annoying. I'll try to fix that on the fly here.
And the only reason I'm pointing that out, is because guess which word is spelled wrong after your long soliloquy.
Here. We are here for the diehards.
After all that, he misspelled diehard.
That's so annoying.
So perfect. What a perfect car moment.
What a terrible moment. All right. Well, I think I can edit it. Yes, I can. It is being edited as we speak, and now we're good. Thank you. Okay. My bad. Whoops.
Well, shout out to the diehards and the diehards.
That's it. It's not there anymore. That doesn't exist.
Okay.
It's like Sammy didn't cheat, and that was fine because everybody knew he was at the time, and it was sweet. Y'all can your diehards have been fixed. Thank you.
Okay. We'll talk Sammy. We'll talk Jonathan Taves. We will do all that later on in the show. And we have some. Stay tuned because we have one diehard joining the show live today. Oof. We have another diehard joining the show taped today. And we're gonna have some fun stuff with that coming up here in our next segment. But we do want to start with some Caleb Williams talk off the top. I actually did not realize this over-under on Caleb Williams passing yards for the 2025 season coming up until I read our good friend Matt Verderam yesterday. You should always read Matt Verderam, become smarter about football and things around the league. But he's going through all 32 teams in 32 days. And yesterday he addressed the Chicago Bears. And in there, he brought up the over-under that's out there on Caleb Williams passing yards. And it stood out to me because I read it and it said it was 3,500 yards. And I'm like, do I need to look that up again? I swear he did that already. And he did. Last season, he threw for 3,000. What's the exact number? 3,541 yards, just barely going over that number. So it's a little weird that number would be lower in year two, considering they added Ben Johnson and a bunch more pieces. Couple rookies to add to a decent group of receivers they already had. Carm, what is your reaction to this?
It is surprising, but then you look at it and, the holy grail of 38 to pass Eric Kramer. I love every time I bring that up because I get to say that Jay Cutler, who some of you Bears fans loved, never did that, which is kind of amazing, is amazing. But there again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There were 6 quarterbacks who crossed 4,000 last year. Patrick Mahomes didn't do it. Justin Herbert didn't do it. Matthew Stafford, far away from it. Josh Allen, 37-31. So even Jaden Daniels, now he played less games, but 35-68. So and 35-41 last year, that was more than Kirk Cousins, more than Jordan Love, more than Jalen Hurts. I mean, a lot of these guys didn't play full seasons, but at the end of the day, though, you have to think that Caleb is going to stay healthy and the Bears offense is going to be better. So I am a little bit surprised by the number. I thought it would at least tick up a couple hundred yards. If things, if Vegas is right and he's on right around there, like they always seem to be a yard or two off, that would be surprising to me. I could see it going like he gets hurt and it's way under, but if he stays healthy, I expect him to blow past it.
Well, that's why I think this is really more just about his health. And it's, do you think he'll play 17 games again? Because he did last year, and I was worried that he would be able to do that. So you can look at it two ways. How does he hold up in year two after getting sacked 68 times and hit a bunch more as a rookie? Or you could say he got sacked 68 times and hit a bunch more and still managed to play in all 17 games. And, oh, by the way, close week 18 really damn strong in one of his better fourth quarter performances of the season. So I could see it both ways. I guess when you look at it in that perspective, the number doesn't necessarily surprise me. But yes, if he plays in every game, I think he will blow by 3,500 yards.
Well, and let's also remember his style. It's not like he's going to turn into this running quarterback under Ben Johnson. He's going to be a pocket passer, somebody who will roll out and fire it going right and left. But he's not looking to go downfield with his legs. That's not him. So you would think greater understanding the offense better period, more talent around him. That all combines to the ball coming out quicker, him getting hit less. And he's not going to turn into some running quarterback. So making, setting the number on anticipation that he probably is going to get hurt like most quarterbacks do. I mean, obviously you're playing the game of football. It's possible, but he just doesn't track as somebody that I would bet on getting hurt as a quarterback. Jaden Daniels does. Caleb Williams does not.
Right. Cause I do think that was one thing we learned about him last year is the guy's tough. I think he's built.
There's a sturdiness.
Yeah, he is. I mean, I never want to see that tackle on the sideline against the Lions ever again. That weird slide, whatever thing that was. I don't think my limbs or your limbs would have survived that, but
no,
good for him. So I do think that he certainly does not come with the same concerns about missing time like some other quarterbacks do that, deal with getting hit, sometimes not even as much as Caleb, but just come with a track record of injuries. And obviously, there's situations like Tua that are, even beyond that too, because they have the head injuries. But anytime you play quarterback in this league, there's always that chance. So if you're going to make that bet, if you're going to take some money and use one of our partners to bet the over on that, you just always got to keep that in mind, that sometimes guys don't play 17 games and that hurts their total numbers, obviously.
Yeah. Steven, maybe you can help me with this. I'm doing this on the fly. I should have checked it out before. Well, so here, I got it, actually. Thank you very much. Jaden Daniels, Hogue, we want to guess at his number. Now, last year, Daniels, again, quarterbacks that may get hurt, he had 35-68. Where do you think Vegas thinks Jaden will end up this year? Roughly. Over under number, not roughly on the number, but what do you think is over under is?
I'm gonna guess it's 3,600, but I think it should be lower than that.
What do you think it should be?
3,400.
Hogue Vegas, Hogue gambling, Hogue on fire. 3,450. So
yeah.
So they're why would you to the point of him getting hurt? Yes, I get it, but also. That dude was your offensive rookie of the year going into his second season. I'm going to bet he's going to be an even better player this year, but his number went down too. So it's not,
Yeah. Actually, here's the thing. If you said right now, Adam Hogue, you have to bet on both of these. I would bet the over on Caleb and the under on Jaden Daniels. And there's a few reasons for that. One is anybody you talk to in the league tells you that offense was gimmicky. I think there's a much greater chance that defenses adjust to Cliff Kingsbury's system in year 2 and Jaden Daniels' strengths and weaknesses in year 2 than whatever's coming at him with a brand new offense with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. So that's just schematically where I think it might be tough for Jaden Daniels to reach what he did last year. 2, you ask any person in the world who had a better rookie year, Jaden Daniels or Caleb Williams, they're going to say Jaden Daniels, and for good reason. And yet, when the dust settled, he had, 26 more passing yards than Caleb? Is my math right on that?
Your math is
25.
Wrong. 27.
27.
So
after all of that, he had 27 more yards. Now I forget. Did he play in every game? He played hurt in a couple games.
Yeah, he didn't finish every game, but he does get credit for playing in every game. But
that gets to my last point, Carl. Let me just finish up.
Yeah.
he comes with the injury concerns that Caleb doesn't. Now, anything can happen. You don't know. One guy can get hurt, one guy, but Jaden Daniels is not built like Caleb. We saw that last year when he dealt with getting hit hard, and credit to him, played through it. But it also impacted the way he played those few weeks where he was really banged up. So if I had to put my money down right now on those two, I would go over on Caleb and under on Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, and let's be clear here. I mean, I don't think anyone's making an argument that Caleb had a better season than Jaden, because that would be ridiculous. Jaden led his team to the playoffs. They were right there in the playoffs too. They were on borderline going to the Super Bowl. His completion percentage was way higher, 69 to 62.5. He's got him beat 25-20 on touchdown passes, but Caleb's hanging right there. And Jaden, didn't throw a lot of interceptions either, 9, but Caleb only had 6. One of the bigger differences is that Jaden ran for 891 yards. I mean, that's a lot of action on the ground. But to what we're talking about here, the gambling markets and where he'll end up. It's just, I think it's interesting. This 2 second-year quarterbacks, they're both being projected to regress numbers-wise passing. It's a little bit surprising. By the way, rushing wise, Caleb wasn't a slouch either. Exactly. He had 489 yards. Not exactly terrible.
Yeah. Despite not running into the end zone a single time.
Yeah.
Well, didn't he once and it got called back or something? I forget. I blacked out last year.
I've been blacked out for a decade, but that's okay. At least for 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, somewhere in there.
All right. It is Die Hard Day. Here's we close out Spirit Week. We are going to have some fun with the Die Hards coming up in our next segment. Before we get to the break, though, Steven, if you could update us. I know we got some donations that came in during that first segment.
Yeah, we've got plenty. We got 2 different $5 donations from Jay Grizz. We got a $20 donation from, I'm going to butcher this name, Rishab Prasad.
What's up?
We've got an anonymous $50 donation. And
thanks, Greg.
Capping off the week, another $100 donation from Gary Lavario.
Wow. What a week for Gary Lavario. I think he gave $100 each day, right?
Yeah, correct.
The new Duke.
Additional ones, too. I know there's I think there was a 26 in there yesterday as well. So Gary Lavario, by far our biggest donor, market-wide of the entire week.
Awesome. Thank you to Gary. Thank you to everybody. It's awesome to have guys like Gary that can give what he gave every single day. But also, if you can... If $2 is all you can give, it still helps. So don't forget that. It's all going to a great cause. 100% of the donations, whatever you can give, is obviously awesome. And we greatly appreciate it. As it is Die Hard Day, we are going to have fun with the Die Hards coming up next. But first, Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary is your home for judgment-free cannabis shopping, a place where all kinds of visitors are welcome to explore, discover, purchase a wide array of high-quality products. They have everything you need to elevate your summer. It's a one-stop shop for all your cannabis needs. Sunnyside has an expertly curated menu with over 100 strains to choose from, plus easy online ordering and in-store pickup. They are Illinois' favorite dispensary, and they have locations all over, like Wrigleyville, River North, out to the burbs, Champaign, South Beloit, many more. And if you're just starting out, Sunnyside is expert guidance, brands we know you'll love, like Good News and Mindy. So go visit sunnyside.shop for bright buys every day, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Enter promo code HICHGO at checkout to qualify. That's HICHGO. Exclusions apply. Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary. Bright buys every day, only for 21 plus or Illinois medical card holders. And for existing users, use promo code CHGO50 for 50% off one Cresco Labs brand item.
Shout out to our amazing friends at Sunnyside. And hey, bring some Sunnyside with you. We're heading to Las Vegas with True Fan Travel. CHGO taking over the Strip. It's going to be an epic weekend. You're invited. You need to come. It's going to be awesome. Join us as the Bears blast the Raiders. September the 25th, all-inclusive trip, 3-night stay. We're going to be staying at a sweet Vegas resort. Tickets to the game. We're going to have a great time there. VIP parties, full domination, and unforgettable events. That's right. We're going to make you remember us, the CHGO crew. Greg Braggs is planning something. I hear he's got a custom-made pair of underwear that he's going to be wearing. Don't gamble on
sign up. You can actually sign up to be Braggs' chaperone too.
We need that. Don't gamble on missing the ultimate fan experience. Book your spot now. TrueFanTravel.com. TrueFanTravel.com.
All right. I see that Jaquan Brisker is messing with us on Twitter again. That's fun.
What is you want to take? So for those who haven't seen Kwani B's tweet, he's got the eyeballs out, Hogue.
Yeah.
You got a guess on that? Because Bears fans want it to be Trey Hendrickson. You think it's Trey Hendrickson?
No, I think he's watching the show today, and
he loves this program.
He loved what we had to say about Caleb in the first segment, and he's just happy that it's Die Hard Day. That's what I think it is. What else could it possibly be?
I don't know. 12:13 p.m. on a Friday in the middle of the NFL dead zone. Kwani B making news. That's a little bit over the top, but okay.
All right, we are going to have a very special diehard join us in the next segment, about 10 minutes away after our next break. So you got that coming for you. Shout out to Pizzatola, who's also donated $5. Greatly appreciated, Pizzatola.
Thank you, Pizzy.
You're
my guy.
Let's do this. We have some diehard questions that we thought we'd do here on Die Hard Day, and we asked for people to maybe submit some videos. We got one. We got one video. We got others that we have plenty of questions, but we have one video, and it is from none other than Gary Ross.
All right.
Hey guys, name one Chicago Bear who you think will be truly cut this offseason or during training camp, and someone that's not on the roster bubble. My prediction is either Terrell Smith or Jonathan Owens. In addition, who do you think will be one Bear that actually makes the roster from the 90-man squad right now? I'm going with Nishan Wright. Thanks for your time, and go Bears.
What a professional. Look at this guy.
That was great. It's a good question too. So Gary obviously believes that Nishan Wright, who came over from the Minnesota Vikings, but was originally drafted by the Dallas Cowboys in the 3rd round and spent time with Al Harris, the Bears secondary coach, in Dallas, will essentially take Terrell Smith's spot. That's how I heard that.
Sure.
That was the first time Carmen ever heard of Nishan Wright. So please excuse him.
No. I mean, listen, to Gary's point and to the question's point, Ben Johnson is going to view some of these guys a lot differently than the previous regime did. So I got to see it in action myself, though, to really, I don't have a deep thought on that, to be honest. But I do, for me, the answer comes in the linebacker room. If I was to answer that side, like I wonder, and Noah Sewell looks like a beast right now. So I do wonder if he'll vault himself past a Ruben Hippolyte, something along those lines. But I also but
who would be the surprise cut?
Right. So
I don't know that anybody in there is a surprise cut.
Right. Well, but let me finish the thought in that it could go the other way, where I know Sewell's in great shape, but they're like, see you later. So
that's not a surprise, though.
It wouldn't be that big of a surprise. Fair enough. But I mean,
all right. Well, while you think of the question that was put in our Slack at 8 a.m. this morning, 4.5 hours ago,
this is my. I thought that Gary was going to say something nice about us. I didn't know he had some deep question. But go ahead, keep going.
Gary understood the assignment. Good for Gary. He came through. And actually, I think he put that in there yesterday. So you had even more than 4.5 hours.
I just thought I looked at that video and I thought to myself, this guy is just going to say such nice things about me. Yeah. And that's what this was about. Keep going. Go ahead.
I like Terrell Smith. I would consider that a surprise cut. However,
Would you?
You know, maybe it's anytime you got new coaching staff and you got a new scheme, and maybe Terrell Smith's more comfortable in zone than man. I think it's a good thought. I think it's a good thought from Gary to put that on the list. I wonder, I'm going to go to the tight end spot where we've not only had Joel Wilson singled out by the head coach, but we've also seen it with our own eyes. Young player who still has upside, very, very cheap. I'm going to keep an eye on Joel Wilson in training camp to see if that's a legit guy who can push for a spot on the roster. And then I wonder, does that make Durham Smythe expendable, a veteran who's been in the league? I think he's going to like year 8 off the top of my head. I think that's what it is, year 8 or 9. Now there is a connection there with Ben Johnson going back to Miami, because Ben was in Miami when Durham first started there. So I imagine that was a big reason why he was brought to Chicago, but that was also a long time ago. So I don't know that automatically means safety on the roster. So that's how I would answer that question, Gary. And that's where my eyes will be on a possible surprise cut come camp.
All right. And Gary, I was just playing coy. I had deep thoughts about this all day long, but I just wanted to play it slow. My surprise cut for you. Yeah, his name is Roschon Johnson. I think a vet running back, somebody, or even a young one that they like could get cut. And maybe the Bears look at Roschon and think, yeah, it's just not going to be there. That would be my surprise cut, at least in the top 5. Other candidates. Can I give you other candidates? I know you want to hear them. I'll give you. Go ahead.
I got one more, but
go ahead.
Well, it's just a matter of how you categorize this guy. So maybe a few weeks ago, this would not have been considered a surprise cut. But then he got singled out by the head coach and praised and was running with the ones. So maybe now it would be considered a surprise cut. But I still have Dominique Robinson on the bubble. And that's because I need to see it with the pads on in games, more consistency getting after the passer.
That one popped in my head. I'll give you another one. And this would be a real surprise cut, but Andrew Billings has put on 29 pounds. You've upgraded in the middle. Chris Williams had a decent year. They brought him back. I mean, if you're looking for surprise cuts, highly unlikely, but I'd throw him in there. I mean, if you're gonna come in completely out of shape, that's not really what they're looking for here. I'm assuming he won't, but seems like he's had an interesting offseason at this point. And then other potential candidates like Tyler Scott, I guess, wouldn't be a surprise, but I'll be really, really, really disappointed if that happens. But that's another name you could look in there.
Yeah, so going back to my roster pyramid, if you missed it, good day to become a diehard if you're not already a diehard, and celebrate Diehard Day by becoming a diehard, and you can get access to great content, like the roster pyramid that came out last month. But so this is the sort of the territory of where I look at guys who I had in the orange tier, which are backup special teamers. But guys that, are still important to the 53-man roster. Below that is the yellow tier where you have 90-man roster fillers, but you have some guys in that yellow tier that I guess, still have the ability to move up to orange. So, that's where can an Ian Wheeler come back healthy and maybe push another running back out? Can Joel Wilson, like I brought up at the tight end spot, move on up into the orange tier where they don't want to cut him and push somebody out? Those are the types of guys you keep an eye on. Let me see if I can come up with another one. Well, to Gary's point about Jonathan Owens, I think Major Burns, who's an undrafted free agent, and we've seen him make some plays already, is a guy to keep an eye on in camp. I have him in the yellow tier, even though I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears actually put him in the green tier, which is where you have most of your draft picks. Because if they had a draftable grade on him, they probably do have him there. But does he take over a spot currently occupied by an Elijah Hicks or a Jonathan Owens? I thought it was interesting that Elijah Hicks showed up, by the way, to the extra week of OTAs, even as a third-year player. There was only a few of those types of guys out there, but he was one of them. I thought that was interesting.
Well, and good on him for being there and trying to secure a spot here, because he's got to be a bubble guy. I do wonder, just offensive line wise, Hogue. I assume Karan Amagaji's on this team. Maybe even wins the battle. If you want to go outside chances, I love Karan, rooting for him. But like, what happens if that goes sideways and they don't like him? And you've got a young Luke Newman. And I know Luke's going to play on the inside, but maybe they just look at it like Ozzy's going to be the swing tackle, and they could do some different things here. Maybe they fall in love with Theo Bennett. I don't know. I think you could see a lot of moving. The offensive line, to me, how that actually shakes out. There could be a surprise in there as far as someone getting cut.
All right. A couple more donations came in. We'll shout those out before we take a break. $20 from Bayou and another $50 donation that came in anonymously. So whoever you are out there, we greatly, greatly appreciate it. And another $20 anonymous donation as well. So we are up now to 13,365. We were below 13,000 when this show started. So another big show, big day of donations for Big Brothers and Big Sisters to end the week strong. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to all our diehards as we continue to honor you guys today on Die Hard Day to end Spirit Week. Coming up after the break. Oh, you know that moment, especially this time of year, the one where you realize you left those favorite sunglasses at the beach, or on the roof of your car, or at a gas station 3 miles away. Maybe your kid buried them in the sand like my son did once when he was younger, and then you can't find it. We've all been there. Now you don't have to worry about it, though, because Shady Rays has you covered. Shady Rays changed the game. These sunglasses are made for real life. Seriously good looking, polarized, durable, not stupidly expensive. They have styles that fit whatever lifestyle you're doing. Maybe you're running, maybe you're golfing, maybe you're boating, maybe you're on a bicycle, whatever it is, they have you covered. And here's the wild part. If you lose or break them, even on day one, Shady Rays will send you a brand new pair. No guilt trip, just replacements. Shady Rays is eyewear that has your back. And we've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Head to shadyrays.com. Use code CHGO for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people.
Love our friends at Shady Rays. And how about our new friends, Branded Bills? This is for you college fans. Snapbacks, truckers, fitted, beanies, tees. They've got you covered here. Looking for some gear to make your brand stand apart from the crowd. Branded Bills has you covered with the best custom headwear. 30 colleges, 8 Big Ten schools, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, go Hawks, Maryland, Michigan State, Penn State, Purdue, USC, Ohio State. They're on the way. This is some good stuff. Check it out. Go to brandedbills.com. Use the code BBCHGO for 15% off your first order. brandedbills.com. Thank you to them for jumping on board. They got you covered with performance and style.
All right, Carm, here we go.
I sense a queen presence.
You gonna bring her in? Krystal is here. One of our most loyal viewers, listeners, diehards. She checks all the boxes. She's even on the softball team. She dominates there.
Yeah. Krystal, you literally might be the reason why CHGO got as many donations to Big Cross. Thank you very much. Big Brothers, Big Sisters. I just did Blue Cross Blue Shield. Wow. It's a Friday. Shout out, Big Brothers.
Krystal, Carm is really dialed in today, if you can't tell.
I know
that I am. It's a sad part.
Hi, guys. Thank you for having me on. I'm so nervous.
Are you at work right now?
Yeah.
Yes, I am at work. Everyone's gone for the day. I'm staying over a little bit. I was on my phone. I didn't think it was going to sound good, so I'm on my work computer and I'm doing this. So yes.
And you're repping with the CHGO shirt today too.
Yes, I
awesome.
came prepared. I came prepared.
That's what I'm talking about. So, as I think everyone can see in true diehard Krystal fashion, those are balloons on your cubicle there, right? Because people just when it's your birthday, people bring you orange and white balloons because you are the biggest Bears fan on the planet.
So see, this is why I wanted to be on the phone. So my whole desk is still decorated from my birthday. I leave it up for the whole month. So they did Bears theme. So I have orange and blue, orange and white everywhere. I got this as a gift. It's a wax warmer. It's on my desk. So
It's
yeah,
a what?
it's a wax warmer. So it warms the wax and it smells good.
How
So
do you know what that is? A wax warmer?
That sounds like it's up your alley, Carm, for sure.
it warms the wax, it melts the wax, and then it smells good.
Isn't that a candle?
No, well, yes, a candle does do that, but you can buy wax and put it in a wax warmer, and now it smells good. I have my lifetime Bears membership thing sitting here. So yeah.
I'm Googling now. Bears wax warmer. We might
Yes,
have to get that. We might have to get that on the set there, Hogue.
All right, so Krystal, we're gonna give you an opportunity to answer a question that Carm threw in the Discord this morning. We're gonna bring some of their answers too into this.
That thing's $50, by the way. Bears wax warmer.
Bears wax warmer, $50. Okay. Carm, what was your question this morning? It was basically, how did you find us? Why did you come here? Why did you become a diehard? That was essentially the gist of it.
Yeah, I did put that in Discord this morning. How did you become a fan of the show? That type of thing. Krystal, maybe you can ask that. And then I also told Krystal that she would be answering the question of her favorite Chicago Bear as well. So why don't we do how you got here, and then let's do your favorite Bear.
So to be honest, I have no idea how I found you all. I was in Huntsville, Alabama, and I found a bar that showed NFL games. So I started going. I was like the only girl, older men that were Bears fans, hung out with them, and I found you all somehow on YouTube, and I started watching, and I would watch inside of the bar. Carm is the reason why I stayed. I don't know. I connected with Carm through the screen.
No one came here for me. A couple have stayed for that. I'll take it. Thank you.
So I continued to watch. So early on, if people can remember, I used to chat from the bar while I was watching the games pre-show and then after. So I became a diehard. I'm very supportive. So once I find something that I enjoy or that I can get behind, then I'm all in. So I found a love for CHGO, so I stuck with them. So I've been a diehard now. I'm a little over a year, like an official diehard, a little over a year. So yes, I love all of the guys there. I love everyone there. I feel like I've met almost everyone. Love everyone. I just like what they do. I like the content, and then I like what they actually do for us diehards or us fans as Chicago Bears fans. My favorite Bear is Urlacher. I love football in general, but I love the defensive side of the ball, of course, being a Chicago Bears fan. And my earliest memory of just how I even got into football, because that's still a mystery, is just me falling in love with Urlacher. Like, he was just a different breed. So it's Urlacher. I was able to meet him in 2019 for the game opener. So I was happy about that.
Urlacher was one of our first guests on CHGO Bears when we first launched. And then we had an event with him at Joe's in Circa.
Yes.
And we had him on the Super Bowl too. He's kind of the borderline.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was the Arizona Super Bowl, I think.
We've had him on a couple of times.
Yeah.
Hey, Krystal.
Mm-hmm.
Is the greatest thing you've ever had happen at CHGO being a part of the softball team? You're bearing the lead here. You are our 10 hitter. You are our catcher. You are our leader.
I'll say yes. That's been a joy. That's been a joy. Tailgates I love. Brags is amazing. Love the tailgates. I just like coming out, supporting, hanging out with you guys, meeting new people. It's really fun. That's what I miss being in Alabama. Is like being around like football because there it's Alabama and Auburn.
What's last one? What's one thing? No pressure. What's one thing we could do better for you in the diehards? Raise the bar for us. How can we hit a higher level?
Um, I would say have more like official things just for diehards, like people who actually put their money into it, have like private events just for like those people, you know? I would say that would be a big thing. I wish that we can do a home game together. That would be cool, but I know that because of recording and things like that, that's kind of hard. But I would just say like an official event for people who actually pay.
Maybe we could think about that for a preseason game, Hogue. What do you think about that? A home game for diehards preseason. Let's go.
Like at the game?
Yeah. We stay until the third quarter, go back.
We still got a pregame show to do. I don't know. I mean, we could discuss it, but I think that would be.
Yeah.
I don't know that our pregame advertisers would like that, Carm. But Carm's gonna have all the diehards over to his house. Actually, is what.
Yes, we are.
I am. I'm looking forward to that opportunity to host you all. Jackie might kill me, but I'm sure she'd actually be all in. I take that back. We'll put out a great spread.
Jackie will love it.
She's gonna do that anyway someday. So like, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, good point. That was unfair. Yeah, we're in. Let's have Carm's house. Let's go.
Krystal, we love you. Your support every single day. You are just the epitome of positivity, and we need that. So thank you so much, and thank you for jumping on today on Die Hard Day.
You're welcome. And before I get out of here, I just want to say thank you for everything. I love you guys a lot. Football is like my first love. My daughter's watching, so sorry. But I love it. This is like my therapy. I love football in general, and I love the Bears. So thank you all for everything, and bear down, Bears fans. We're gonna have a good season.
Awesome.
All right.
There it is. There's that positivity, that Krystal positivity. We love it. All right. Thank you so much, Krystal. I know we have a couple other questions from some diehards. So, Steven, we can throw those up on the screen. I think there's at least 2 of them. Here's one from JW in the Discord. That's another perk of being a diehard. If you're on the fence, you get access to the Discord where great community of Bears fans, and we jump in there sometimes too. If you were made commissioner of the NFL today, what would be your first change? For example, the 18th game, more games during the week in prime time, international teams. Carm, you got a good answer on this one?
I think I have a great answer. It's not going to be a popular answer. It's not going to be anything that's ever going to happen. But I actually would like to go back in time, and we can do it now. I would have everybody who comes into the National Football League, they would sign, and I think it would not be a problem. They would sign a waiver saying football is dangerous. I don't plan on coming out of this having any idea what my health will be, whether I'll be able to think, walk, or whatever. And let's get back to, the micro, you can't fall on the guy. And I want to see the best quarterbacks play too, but just the way that the game is being limited, the way we used to see guys getting, coming up the backside and quarterbacks going down. It's part of the game, man. I missed that part of the game. So I would have them sign a waiver. This is football. I want to play it. I'm not worried about what I'm going to be like at 70 years old or even 50 years old. Let's play the game the way it's meant to be played. And if you don't want to do it, then it's cool. Go play another sport. There's a lot of sports out there. You guys are great athletes.
All right, so I got a few things. Obviously, I can't just come up with one because I am the commissioner, and we're gonna put these in. So, first of all, I think we're headed to an 18-game schedule. Seems like a done deal eventually. When that happens, I would add another bye week, and I hope that that's what happens. So you essentially be adding more weeks to the calendar, and we've already seen the NFL do this, take over the world. Another week of primetime games by adding the bye week. And so you just give more inventory, more money coming in, everybody wins, players get paid more, salary cap goes up, all that stuff. If they don't go to an 18 game schedule, which again, I think they will, but if they were to stay at 17, I'd rather see that odd number game. Every team eventually that extra game that's in there be an international game. So every team plays one international game every single year. That is what that ninth game is, whether that's your ninth home game, your ninth away game. Obviously, the Bears this year have that ninth game. They're going to Vegas. That's what I would do if it was 17. And then the third thing, which I've talked about before, which is partner with the UFL. Come up with a scenario where every team can send a couple players, 2 or 3 players, like whatever it is, on their 90-man roster, those developmental guys, into the UFL. I think it would be great for the game of football. I'm talking about myself. I just don't care about that league. I've tried to watch it. It just doesn't. I love football. You would think I would watch it, and I'm just like, nah, let's talk about the draft. Let's watch hockey. Let's move on to other things here. And I'm surprised I feel that way. But I feel like I would feel differently if I knew there's these 5 Bears players playing in the league in this game and that game and that game, and you can track their development. That would be another thing I would do.
I love that idea. Somehow there's got to be a way that the NFL would benefit and the UFL would be more interest, more fans. That could be a win-win. I don't want 18 games. I don't want 17 games. Can we go back to 16? I know that's not happening. All the things that I want won't. I know. I understand. But I saw what Orange Cassidy. You made a great point to my brilliant Carm. Let's actually make football again. Maybe I should have a hat. Make football again. Yeah, better health insurance. Let's all the things. Let's take care. There's so much money in the game right now. There's no reason that anybody who's ever been in the NFL shouldn't be fully taken care of. And the pensions should be sweet. I get it. Capitalistic society, you move the needle, and guys are, whatever. You're Patrick Mahomes, and you can get 80 million a year on your next contract. Go you. But there's enough money moving around here that the players should kick back to the dudes that made this possible for along those lines, and the league should do the same as well. That shouldn't be that hard to get done.
All right, we need to sneak in our last break of the show. We have one more diehard question coming in. We'll update you on the donations coming in as well, and have some fun as we close out Spirit Week, as we usually do on Friday. Getting a little weird. That's all coming up next here on the CHGO Bears podcast. Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake is kicking off summer with big savings all month long. Coming today to shop the summer sales event. Drive home with $10,000 off MSRP on new Chevy models. Check out their selection of over 125 vehicles priced to under $20,000. And with one of Chicagoland's largest Chevy inventories, you're sure to find the perfect vehicle for you. Plus, Ray's Price Promise lets you shop confidently because the price you see is the price that you pay. The prices we talk about on the show, that's what you pay in the store. Go see for yourself. Visit our partner at their convenient location right off of Route 12 in Fox Lake. You cannot miss it. Ray keeps taking over Fox Lake. And don't miss out on their summer sales event going on all month long for $10,000 off MSRP on new Chevy models. Shop Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or raychevrolet.com. They've been serving the community since 1963. Together, let's drive.
Shout out Ray Scarpelli doing some sweet over-the-pond trips right now. And I'm sure he's back at the dealership ready to rock and roll. And shout out to our friends at rate.com. And listen, there's nothing you can do better for yourself and for this show than downloading the Rate app today. We have the CHGO Summertime Sweepstakes to hook you up. That's right. We're giving you 2 Rate Club tickets, the incredible suite right behind home plate. Cubs, Sox, Crosstown Classic, Rate Field, Saturday, July 26th. 2 tickets, all-inclusive food, all the drinks you can drink. You can go absolutely nuts. All you have to do is download the Rate app by visiting allchgo.com/rate allchgo.com/rate. Get yourself signed up today. No purchase necessary. And yes, there's 800 free wellness videos. They'll get you the best homeowners, autos, home equity loan, personal loan, mortgage approved in minutes, all of it, all by downloading the Rate app. Shout out to our friends at rate.com.
All right, about 10 minutes left in Spirit Week, at least for this show. Of course, we got you covered all day long with all of our shows. We got the 120 Club going strong at Wrigley. Sammy's returning, which we're going to touch on here in a second. But before we get to that, we have one more Die Hard question here on Die Hard Day. And this is from Austin. Your favorite memories at CHGO off air. Says that'd be a good segment idea. Favorite memories at CHGO off air. Well, how do we got to start with just everything that happened in London and Arizona too, but especially London last year when we weren't doing our shows, covering practices. There was so much stuff there.
Yeah, and that was an unbelievable trip, and getting to see Jenny Braggs tie Greg Braggs' shoes before we went back on the plane, and seeing the way that marriage is partnered was one of the more eye-opening experiences I've ever had. But I actually would go back to, when I think about fun off the air, this was like fun and not fun, which is the essence of this show on some level. Me, Braggs, Hogue golfing, and Braggs and I and I think Steven, you might have been there for this one or one of them.
No, you're talking about Indy?
I'm talking about, I don't know where we were, but it rained. We ruined.
That was Indy.
Yeah, we ruined the day. We acted like we were in 7th grade. Hogue literally thought about joining any other show on the planet by the end of it. And I don't think we basically decided from that point forward that we would never golf again together as a threesome. And that somehow, some way comes into my mind as things that things that did not happen on the show. That was of great fun, at least part of it, because I was highly entertained.
Yeah, I would put that on my least fun list of things that you two were.
It was horrible.
Whatever you can think of would be the worst foursome you could possibly be in, with two people bickering for 5 hours plus a rain delay.
I think I won that day. Did I not? Didn't I beat him by like 10 strokes? That's when he was. That
was when he was awful, but said he was always breaking 100. I mean, now he legitimately breaks 100, but that was when he was like, he would tell us every single day, I just broke 100 at my municipal course, and then he'd come play with us in a real course and he'd shoot like 120.
I mean, the guy's an embarrassment to the game of golf, let's be honest, but I do appreciate his love of the game.
He's gotten better.
He has gotten better, and
he's no longer an embarrassment to the game of golf.
His desire to be great is something at everything is something that I am impressed by. Shout out to you, Gregory. What else? You got anything else that pops in?
Look, I love our Super Bowl trips.
Mm-hmm.
They're a little hectic and crazy, but
you want to talk about the Baldy dinner? You going to mention that one? You're going to leave that. That one won't be mentioned, but there was a great dinner with Baldy back in the day.
That probably is the actual answer, by the way.
Yeah. I think that's got to be it.
Yeah. No, there's a 10-year statute of limitations on that one before we can talk about it on the air. But the best part about that dinner was it was an all-city dinner. So we even had our friends at What Chaos, our hockey show, were there.
Yeah.
Every time I see those guys, that comes up.
It's like a 10 o'clock dinner. Yeah, no, I'm not going to make it.
At a place that none of us could afford.
And I'll tell one part of the story that I should, that
you weren't even there.
I know, but you're not going to tell this part. It's just, you apparently, it was you. Who was there from us? You and Braggs, and who else?
RK was there. I just mentioned the What Chaos crew.
Didn't he walk into the dinner and look right at you and be like, who are you? Or who are these guys?
Who are these guys?
Who are these guys? That's amazing. I wasn't there, and that was great fun.
Yeah, it was great. We all survived, which is the best part.
Let's see. Is there any other? Do we have fun at any other time? No, we've had no fun. The show ends and we run away from each other until we meet again.
Yeah. All right. We got a $250 donation that came in. That is awesome. Wow. Now I'm a little confused, Steven, in the comments. Am I supposed to say it's anonymous or?
You could say it was Mark Gauthier.
Okay.
The GOAT. So, wow.
Yeah. Mark Gauthier, our guy in the UK, coming in with 250. Thank you so much.
Believe in humanity, man. Shout out Big Brothers, Big Sisters, $250 from the GOAT.
Yes, he says he's matching my donation from earlier week. Thank you for doing that. That's fantastic. And Big Krystal just gave another 15 just because she's Krystal and the best.
Yeah, Krystal has been on fire this week. Is just kicking down for the big cause. Thank you again.
Up to 13,660 now. We're getting almost to the point where we're 4,000 over our $10,000 goal. And again, that's company wide across the All City network. We are up to $540 on the show today. I think we did close to 800 on Wednesday. And then yesterday was our huge day on this show. I think we went over 1,200. So really, really, really appreciate all the great support for Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America. Thank you so much.
And I know we got a couple other things to do here, but as I did put in the diehard chat earlier today, how did you find us? A lot of Hogan Johnser, and it was interesting that some people trying to, I think, make me feel better said, Carm, we didn't know who you were, but we stayed because of you. And then another person said I look like Bob the Big. I look like Bob the Cat. Which I don't know if you know who that is, Hogue. Bob the Cat. Do you know that? Do you got anything on that? Because
is that what this? Oh, but that's in response to you posted a weird photo of your hair in the car this morning.
That's true, but I'm kind of getting Bob the Catty right now.
Okay. We can share a couple of these. There was go to Austin, who's been around forever. He said to answer. He said this Discord early CHGO happy hours, meeting staff at the draft party, and tailgates were what made CHGO way more fun to follow. Appreciate that, Austin. We need to bring back the happy hours.
We do. Jason Kruger, my brother, was a huge listener, and I started getting into podcasts. He told me about you guys. Been listening regularly ever since. Became a diehard a few weeks ago. Carm made my day accepting my LinkedIn connection. Hogue is still pending. I said that you haven't been on LinkedIn since 2016. When's the last time you were on LinkedIn, Hogue?
It was actually this morning after I saw that, and I accepted Jason's.
There we go.
It was. I accepted the LinkedIn connection.
How about Matt? I found CHGO because I've been a Herb Lawrence fan for years. When he came over, I became a diehard. Good memory of each of you, Hogue and Braggs. I knew you were legit when we came to opening tailgate last year, and you listened to my friends and I drone on about football. Dude, Matt, you weren't droning. You were telling great stories. We were listening, so appreciate you. And
no, he was droning.
It's fine.
I'm just kidding. He said Hogue was at the tailgate in London. We talked about my group's day trip to Paris, all the sites we could try to see. I remember that. Yes, absolutely. And then he says, Braggs, I knew was salt of the earth first time I met him. Here he was loading and unloading the beverage trucks. We bantered about what the Bears were going to do at the QB spot in the offseason. All in all, you guys are the reason I'm still a diehard. All genuine dudes who care about those of us that support CHGO, like I told Braggs at the Seahawks tailgate last year. Keep doing what you're doing because you're doing it well, and looking forward to more great content and fun events.
And JW had a question earlier. He found Hogue on the old NBC Sports podcast. Shout out NBC Sports Chicago, yeah. RIP.
Under center RIP.
Yeah. Then I found Hogan Johns. I might be the only person with that order of events. Is that the first person you've heard that found you first at NBC before Hogan Johns?
Yeah, probably, but I doubt he's the only one. I mean, He also shot out a Moon in there.
Yeah, and
love Moon.
Austin, JJ Stankiewicz, and Moon as well. Love Moon, RIP as well. One of the true class acts. Emo Lord, Hogan Johns as well. And then finding you guys did daily shows during the 22 season was good therapy after all the losing that happened. They've been content creators, the Bears.
Absolutely.
And then Bro Delicious. I found CHGO via Hogue. Carm kept me there, and Greg Braggs tries his hardest every week to drive me away. Joke, Braggs. You all are like Captain Kirk, Mr. Spock, and Bones. I'll let you figure out who is who. That's over my head, to be honest.
Carm, just know they came for Hogue, but they stayed for Carm.
I'll thank you.
Big.
That is big. That's big. That's big.
All right, Krystal, let's close out the week strong. $10. It's Die Hard Day. Glad to have found you all. It has been a great time. Become a Die Hard if you haven't. Join more of the fun. Love you guys, and always bear down. And thanks to Jeffrey for jumping in here with $5 to close out the week, too. There's still time to donate, of course, throughout all of our shows all day. If you want to become a Die Hard, allchgo.com/diehard. You can also scan that QR code on your screen if you're watching on YouTube. It's an easy way to do it. And I'll just tease this. There's going to be many more reasons to be a diehard coming up soon. So just keep that in mind. Every season we keep moving this thing up higher and higher and higher. And 2025 is going to be no different in that regard. What was that Pizzatola comment?
That was one of his best ones. That was came for Hope, stayed despite Carm. That's a good one, Pizzy.
Pizzatola.
You're so good.
What a fun week. Thank you for everybody that joined us on Spirit Week. Great lineup of guests. The love, the support from everybody donating, becoming diehards, representing CHGO with all your merch. It was a lot of fun. Carm spent half the week in West Virginia. That was fun.
Shout out Tyson Bajan, Travis Bajan, the Bajan family, Ezra Bajan. Going to have a huge year this year at Shepherd University. Shout out Derek Gallagher, the man who put the CrossFit together. Shout out to Andrew Hiller, his CrossFit buddy who lives in Downers Grove and is going to become a friend of this show. Can't wait for the interview to come out. Shout out James Gustin, Fig Media, who came with me on the trip. I'm going to go, by the way, I'll be out and about this weekend. I'll be at the Cub game on Sunday. Can I quickly 30 seconds just talk about Sammy real fast here?
Sure.
Okay, thank you very much. Cub fans, any of you who are complaining about Sammy Sosa being back at Wrigley or Sammy being in the Cubs Hall of Fame, I've got two words for you. You suck. Sammy Sosa is by far the most exciting thing that's ever been at Wrigley Field as far as one player. 2016, greatest thing ever. I get it. But as far as one dude coming to the plate at Wrigley Field, in the history of Wrigley Field, it's Sammy by a mile. And if you didn't know something was going on in 98 and 99, you just thought he was bombing 66, and they were asking him at the time, and he was saying, well, I got Flintstone vitamins. If you believed that, then that's on you. Walked up there with cork in his bat. You know what you were doing the next day? Sammy, get back out there. I bought tickets. I want to see you, Sammy. I love you, Sammy. And now you must apologize. Shut up. Enough with your high moral BS. They were all on it. Barry was on it. McGuire was on it. Mark sad-ass Bellhorn, who hit 30 bombs with the Cubs, was on it. All right? Baseball allowed it. Baseball wanted it. Baseball needed it after the strike. Sammy doesn't have to apologize. Sammy's done enough. It's been a forever time. I'm thrilled he's back at Wrigley Field. He deserves back at Wrigley Field. He entertained the shit out of Wrigley Field, and he just get off the high horse. It's nauseating. And you loved him when he was there. Just sit down. It's okay. They didn't win any World Series because of him. He's not in the record books. He's not going to the Hall of Fame. Doesn't need to do anything. Shout out Sammy. I'm thrilled he's back.
Well said, Carm. That was some good stuff. I was going to say, I Pizzatola, you beat me to it. I was like, what does Pizzatola think about that?
And I'm Mr. I'm high moral guy over here. Cheating sucks. But in this case, he needs to apologize. No, he doesn't.
Yeah. Now let's get back to Carm's awful take of the week, where he said that the Panthers should celebrate after winning the cup with alcohol, even though it's led to some amazing videos coming out every single night, including Brad Marchand last night with the cup, getting crowd surfing with the cup. That's entertainment. Oh, that take was horrible.
Yeah, and let's just, for the record, I did say at the time, this is the worst thing that I'm ever going to say on the show. I didn't. Yeah. It wasn't. I fully meant it, but I'm just, every time the champagne and then let's do something different. How about just once? Give me one meditation circle one time, just one time, and then you could go out and do whatever the guy you just said was throwing. No, okay, every time we just got it. Everyone's got it.
You ended the week so strong. We're just gonna end with the Sosa take.
All right,
we're gonna forget that anything else happened. All right, thanks to Steven producing all week and producing everything. Guy's unbelievable. He's the absolute best. I hope our entire audience appreciates Steven as much as we do. Yeah, we're gonna take a couple days off for the week. We'll be back next week. Braggs will be back Monday. Carm will have his hair cut or combed or somehow grayer. Jesus. End the show, Steven. We'll see you Monday.
We all silly like the mayor.